The Owl's Secret, Part 9. After these events the summer passed quickly at Donegal Academy, with adventures and discoveries too numerous to mention here. As the summer blended seamlessly into autumn, school began, leaving little time for anything more than weekend walks if there was no rain. In late October, as Halloween approached, Sammy began to have a strange, terrifying, recurring dream. At first he could not remember details, but as the days progressed, some of them drew sharply into focus. Storms, darkness, a mausoleum, abandoned cars, and the overwhelming atmosphere of cruelty. But life in daylight went on, following its usual collection of routines, so he tried not to think too much about it. He did mention it to Colleen at the movies on a Friday night. She had rubbed his temples and chanted, "Good dreams, good dreams." But even this magic, strong as it was, did not seem to work. One day in early November, Sammy took refuge in the great hall near the Owl to read The Exploits of Brigadier Gerald by Arthur Conan Doyle. He had 1 hour before his next class, and how better to spend it, since she was in class of her own, than with the dashing hero of Napoleonic times. He loved those uniforms and the freedom to travel all over Europe and see strange and wonderful places. He didn't think so much about the consequences of Napoleon's wars, though. That would come later. For now, it was enough to imagine himself a dashing French brigadier seeking honor and glory. As he began the story, how the brigadier came to the Castle of Gloom, a familiar voice startled him back into the real world. It was Sue, and she looked quite upset. "Sammy, Sammy, I have to tell you something." Her voice quavered and almost broke. Sammy dropped the book and gave her his full attention. "It's Colleen. Oh, Sammy, I wish I didn't have to tell you." She put her hands on his shoulders. "Colleen is gone. Her mother took her last night. I'm so sorry." She gave him a quick hug and ran out through the door towards the girls' dormitories. Around midnight, when everybody else was asleep, Sammy crouched on the floor behind a huge roll-top desk just outside the headmaster's office. A fierce determination had seized him, pulling him up beyond the fear of rules and customs. He let his mind form a plan and let his body carry it through. In this matter nothing was going to stop him. First, he had to find out where her mother lived. That would be on file here in the office. Then he needed money for the train to Harrisburg. From there, he could take the bus to... Somebody was there at the door. Sammy turned off the flashlight and crouched down, making himself as small as possible. Who was it? "Hey," said a deep yet friendly voice. It was Mr. Johann, the housemaster of the boys' dormitory. He was a well-loved character, known to be lenient and easy-going, because in his day he had been a lifer at the academy. "Sammy," he continued, "I know it's you. I know why you're here, and I believe I can guess what you're trying to do." He paused, and the boy could hear only the labored breath of a dear old man struggling to say the right thing. "Sammy, some things in life are just too powerful for us to do anything about. As much as we want to try, as much as we..." He paused, choking back a memory of his own. "I will leave this door open. I want you to go back to bed now. That will probably be the hardest thing you will ever have to do. I know." The boy collapsed against the side of the desk and began to cry. The flashlight slipped from his grasp and rolled across the threadbare carpet, becoming lost in the darkness.